Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Football Focus Weekly, Season 6 premiere. And we are starting off with technical difficulties as we are live on YouTube and Facebook, but we are not live on Twitter. So I don't know what's going on with that, but hopefully you guys will enjoy the show and we'll get that figured out here in the next segment of the show next week. That being said, we will get started here, and we're talking about Gaston County and Cleveland County football tonight, and it's always fun to talk about those counties, especially Cleveland County, because the passion for football out there is so strong, and all four teams are usually pretty good. And I think this year it'll be a similar case. There'll be some strong football in Cleveland, but I think there are some teams in Gaston County that are also just as good this year. That'll be an exciting thing to discuss with everyone. We've already got comments coming in, and I've got the crew coming in backstage. So let's go to the comments first, and then I'll bring the crew on the show. So 30 minutes early with our old start time was Jay to Connect, which I appreciate. We've decided to move the show back to 8 o'clock and kind of give people a chance to get home and get settled and all those kind of things. So good to see you again, Jay to Connect, a Dudley fan, of course. Of course, Kim Watts. You were not first, Kim. You were beat by 30 minutes. But good to see you. Again, as always, it has been a minute. We did some off-season shows, and then we took a break. If you have been keeping up, with my stuff on Twitter and Facebook and the such, been going out to a lot of places in person, and it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of football. But it was good to get out and reconnect with coaches and players and do some interviews, take pictures, and all that good stuff. So, that being said, good to see you. Kareem Lopez, another one of our dedicated viewers. Good to see you, sir. Appreciate it. Nikisha, yep. Show premiere, technically, yes. It's the start of season 6. Even though we don't always, take a full break like some other shows. We're always around, but this is the official premiere. Yeah, that's hard to do. That's hard to do, Jay. And yeah, we will. I'll talk about. I don't give anyone any ultimatums about being on the show. It's all their own choice, because I don't pay anything. So if someone says they want to be on the show, then as long as it vibes and checks out, then yeah, it's cool. But he made if you guys don't know, Friday night made a decision, I believe it was about a month ago, to not do anything with high school football this upcoming season. If that changes, I'd be glad to have him back on the show. I thought he was great. Obviously, he made an impression on you guys that watch it, a lot of people, especially in Charlotte, and that kind of dynamic's always cool. But yeah, we'll there have been many iterations of the show if you watched over the past 6 seasons. Some people come and go. And we'll have special pop-up appearances by people. So never say never, but yeah, that's the case for right now. All right. So here with us, we got 2 of the crew here. First of all, he is the head coach at Mountain Island Charter. If you don't know him, I don't know how, because he's been on the show for a while now. And that is head coach Robert Washington.
What's going on, everybody? What's up, Pep?
Welcome to season 6.
Yeah, let's go.
Everything good with you?
Man, everything good. Just finished up our character camp and just excited. Just literally walked in the house maybe about 10 minutes ago. So
okay, good.
looking forward to the season.
Oh yeah, I think we all are. And also joining us after a brief hiatus, it is Adam Big Eye Shelby Weber.
What's going on, Pat? What's going on, man?
Man, I got the what is?
Look at that backdrop.
Oh,
Look at that backdrop. Look at that
Yeah,
backdrop.
Hey, I'm trying to
we all covered up. Hold on, let me put you solo. Good gracious. Hey, they still ain't helping. Good God, man.
Hey, Adam, that Patriot kind of looked like you.
Hey, man. Hey. I'm trying something new for like 5 minutes. If I don't like it, I'm going back to the old way, man.
Well, I guess it's important on what you say. Don't matter what you look like. So.
Yeah, I don't feel like I ain't like it.
Everything good though?
Everything good, man. We just grinding through the summer. You know how it is, man. These long days in June and July. Getting ready. Everybody's getting ready for the season start. Everybody tired of practicing against each other, but trying to create a competitive atmosphere. That way, when August comes, man, it's a little easier on Friday nights.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right. Before we get started, though, we have a new intro because it's season 6. So I'm going to show everybody the new intro, and then we'll.
I made it.
Yeah, you're in there visually. All right, here we go. Season 6 intro.
Y'all ready to work?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Let's wake up now. It's time.
Your stepping down kind of caught them by surprise. So, yeah, can you kind of tell us what went into your decision to step away from coaching right now?
These early offers are what they call contingency offers, meaning the offer is contingent on certain things happening down the road, like a corner growing 1.5 inches.
Let's not undersell this thing. A lot of coaches use this as a recruitment tool. I've lost several players because of 7-on-7 things. And that's fine, kids choose where they want to go, but at the same time, that wasn't an intent of doing 7-on-7. Yeah, let's go.
Y'all said y'all like the picture, so I said I'll throw it in there. Why not?
My man Pep going next level. Man. It's all about him, baby.
And then he put that trick daddy in.
That's what I'm saying, man. Hey, he ain't slick, man. He ain't slick.
Oh man! All right, good stuff.
I like that, though. I like that, Pep. I like that.
That's dope.
Well, this year I'm gonna try to change the intro up a little bit from time to time, so we might slide a couple more little clips in there. So, Gaston County. Let's start with Gaston County, man. As I said before you guys came on, I think football in Gaston County this year is it's gonna be a little different. Oh, the producer's here.
One gonna leave you guys unsupervised running around? Of course not. Of course not.
You just missed the intro though.
Oh, new
Play
intro.
it again for him, man. Play it again.
Well, we got work to do, man. It's only our show, man.
Man, listen, this is the first show. We didn't hear that intro again.
I'll play it at the end.
It must really be good. Okay, that's what I like.
It's all right. I'm sorry. I wish I had more time.
Was I supposed to create a digital background? I didn't get that. I didn't see that in the message.
Hey, man. I'm trying something new, man.
Okay, we're upgrading, man. I like it.
How'd you get bigger?
A little help. We got a little helper.
Oh, okay.
A helper.
All right. Anyway, all right. Let's talk about Gaston County. Now, let me say this because I have to say this every year. What you see on the screen, what you're getting ready to see on the screen is mine. It's mine. Okay. The guys have nothing to do with it. it's mine. The guys will share their opinions on the show, but what you see on the screen is mine. So people have gotten better at coming after me. I get a lot more smoke now. So and I have to say that. Come to me if there's a problem.
It's all right, Pep. We stand with you. When I give my predictions about Gaston County, when I'm right, I don't want nobody trying to jump on the bandwagon. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
Okay. I want to go pull some old clips now. But I don't want to get nothing started. I won't do that. All right. So preseason Gaston County football rankings by me. All right. South Point, Ashbrook, Mountain Island are the top three. And we go to Hunter Huss, East Gaston, Bessemer City, North Gaston, Stuart Kramer, Forest View, Cherryville, as Joe Hughes tells us to say it, and Highland Tech, rounding it out. And I say that, you know, I got a lot of feedback from people that say they just listen to the show in their car. They don't watch the video. So I'm gonna try to voice what's on the screen from now on. But what do you guys think, first of all?
I think I will switch around. I'm gonna do the first four because everything after that is pretty much baseball.
Okay.
I'm gonna go personally. Ashbrook first.
All right.
Mount Island Charter second, only because Hunter Huss and Ashbrook have to play each other.
Look at Rob.
Put the pressure on Rob. Now, I'm not saying Mount Island is better than Huss. I think they'll have a better year than Hunter Huss. Hunter Huss third, then South Point. Because I booked this now. What's today's date? July
24th. Mm-hmm.
At 8:12 p.m. Okay. Ashbrook will win the Big South.
Wow.
I think if you look at roster turnover in that conference with Kings Mountain and Crest normally being the top dogs,
mm-hmm.
Crest is going to be Crest football like we know it to be always, but they lost a lot. Ashbrook has a lot of kids that's been there that's going to be ready to go. They'll be ready to go. I think Ashbrook's been knocking at the door. They had some years where the defense would be good, but they couldn't score on offense. Then they have years when the offense is good and the defense may not be where they needed to be. I think this is the year that Ashbrook puts it all together.
Okay.
Get the job done. I think Hunter Huss will battle Ashbrook and South Point and Crescent Keys Mountain for that title. I think it's going to come down to these last couple of weeks of the season in that conference. I think Mount Island, for what I've seen on tape, Mount Island look like they prime and ready this offseason to make a run at the 1A championship. That's it. Obviously, everybody stays healthy. Everybody stay healthy. Coach Rob got some good guys down there, good coaches around those athletic kids. I think they do a good job. Hunter Huss, I think Hunter Huss is the sleeper team because I feel like Hunter Huss always kind of be there, but it's something always missing. And I think they are able – I think the thing about Hunter Huss, he don't lose kids. So a lot of those kids have been starting since maybe they freshman or sophomore year. They're going to be juniors now, seniors. I think those guys are hungry and they're going to be ready to go. And like the comment said, Huss on the team to beat South Point last year, right? So I think Hunter Huss coming back with some experience. They got some chips on their shoulder. I think that Ashburger and Hunter Huss game, the battle for the bell, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's going to be a big one. I think that's going to be a bigger game this year. I think it's going to be bigger this year. But, yeah, Ashbrook is my favorite in Gaston County, and I think Ashbrook will win the Big South Conference outright. Not no split decision, not no ties. I think they're going to win it outright.
Wow.
And I stand behind that statement.
Okay. I know there's a lot of optimism behind Ashbrook, and there's a lot of talent on the roster. That's why I got him second. The same thing can be said for South Point, though. South Point, and they have, the quarterback returning, Patrick Blee, in that offense. That was the deciding factor for me. Because as you said, Adam, sometimes for Ashbrook, the offense has been, the concern. The defense, I think, has played well, for the most part, over the past couple of years. So,
I
I think. Go ahead.
Coach James had made some additions to the staff. That was championship moves that help them out. I know Coach Bigger, the defensive coordinator, he's always gonna have his boys ready to go. They're gonna be fired up, ready to go at all times. And I think it's their time now. I don't necessarily know what type of playoff run they may make, but I do think they're gonna shock a lot of people because if you're a football guy and you actually get to watch their games, you see a lot of those games defensively, they're in it. But it's hard to be on the field for 60 to 70 plays of defense thinking you're going to stop a lot of caliber teams in that conference. So I think this is the year that on both sides that they're going to be able to put it all together, and it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, and see, also the players are buying in at Ashbrook. The players are buying in because they've always been well coached. They got one of the best staffs in the whole area. They've always been well coached. The thing is the kids buying in because I know Coach James, he's not just coaching football, he's also coaching life. So he cares a lot about his kids. So when you take that approach, it takes a little bit of time for it to come together. But I agree with you. I would definitely put Ashbrook number one. I think Ashbrook, I think this is going to be their year. South Point, again, I know I can see Pep where, like, you was kind of struggling with that a little bit because South Point return a lot of talent. That quarterback, I mean, he runs that offense to perfection. And whenever South Point has had a quarterback like this young man that's been able to run it like this proficient, they tend to have a lot of good success. And I think South Point is going to I wouldn't say they'll shock people because South Point does have a lot of tradition in this area. So I think they'll have a really, really good season. I'll let y'all guys talk about us. Hunter Huss, Coach Randy, man, they got something special down there, man. Like the kid Gene Neely, I think his father just commented. I mean, that kid can play. We did a 7-on-7 with them, and they got talent, man. Like they can really go. So, and they're well coached. Coach Randy do a phenomenal job with that group. I think they've been putting in the work. And the one thing about Huss and Ashbrook that I've seen, and North Gaston when we get to them, I've seen them put in the work this offseason. Like they're putting in the work behind the scenes. And you know, for me, I think Gaston County, I think we get slept on a lot. You know, everyone want to talk about Cleveland and Charlotte, and obviously for good reason. But we play a lot of good football in the county. Our problem has always been the coaches don't come together, man. Like we're divided. And unfortunately, it hurts the kids. And that's just the reality of it. But for people to think that we don't have talent in Gaston County, we got talent. We just got to get some unity so we can start helping our boys. But going with I hate to have that little spiel, but it's the truth. The Cleveland County, no matter how much they rival with each other, let somebody talk about a Cleveland County team. Am I right, Cub?
Yeah, that's how it go, man. It's only 4 of us down there. And I think that's the thing with Gaston County. I think when you see that with counties like Gaston County or Mecklenburg County, Cabarrus County, it's one of those when there's so many different teams to choose from, they pull each other apart because they always downplaying each other or, you know what I'm saying, or going at each other. I think Gaston County has good football. I just think Gaston County is so spread out, and it's just like it seemed like you may have some schools that have the support of the building to want to be better in football, but the kids don't want to play football. You have the schools where the kids want to play football, but the building may not necessarily want to push football. They help football, but they don't want to make football the premier sport. I think Gaston County, like in Cleveland County, we know Shelby and Crest are going to forever be football schools, but at the same time, Crest has baseball. Burns baseball team went to the state championship. Kings Mountain baseball team is good year in, year out. Shelby has basketball, track. Their baseball team is figuring it out each year. So we have other sports, but at times in Gaston County, baseball takes the higher seat because of everybody in the county wants to push baseball. So it's harder, but you got a lot of guys like Michael Allison that has the Mac Dolphins. I think it's still called the Mac Dolphins if I'm not mistaken. But you have feeder programs you're starting to see it with Little League football or travel football. So Gaston County, they have the resources to be great in football. I just think a lot of times at the school, it's like you never get both at a lot of schools. And I think that kind of hurts Gaston County a lot.
So now I think that's some good information right there. But let's look at the teams 5 through 11. So East Gaston has a new head coach in Brett Story, who came over from Hickory Ridge. Bessemer City, obviously we know Coach Short's doing a good job down there. And I saw that I think they're gonna have a JV for the first time in like what was it 20 years or something like that?
Huge. And
Yeah.
Pat, let me add to that because we've played them because they've been in our conference. When I first started, it was in our conference, I think for about 6 years, 5 or 6 years, and they never had a JV. And I'm like, that's how you build it. But talking about, a matter of fact, I think Bessemer City probably need to be one spot higher. I think, I just think that Coach Short with Coach Creed, they got a good coaching staff, and they've invested a lot of time in their players off the field. Because a lot of coaches think that you put in a lot of time on the season, installing and calling plays that they're going to get it, but when the problems start happening, it's when stuff start falling apart off the field, and they're investing off the field. And I think you're going to start seeing. You started seeing it last year because they didn't have a bad season last year. They had a real good season. They won their first playoff game.
Yeah,
they're doing it the right way. So I wouldn't be surprised if they improve a lot better because the coaching staff have invested the time into the players. But also talking about East Gaston, because Pep, my bad, I didn't go down the list.
No,
but East Gaston, I think Coach Story, man, he was the right guy for the job, man. I haven't had a lot of interaction with him, but just the little interaction I have, seemed like a solid guy. Kids are buying into what he's doing, so I think they'll continue that success. I know the former coach, he did a good job of building it because prior to him getting there, they didn't have the best years, but he set a standard. I think Coach Story takes them to that next level. North Gaston.
Yeah, North Gaston. I think North Gaston gonna be a sleeper. I accidentally forgot that Coach Wilson got that head coaching job over in North Gaston. I think North Gaston is gonna be. I think this year is gonna be. I think they're gonna be able to compete a lot more just with the additions they made on staff. They got some new guys on staff. I know Trey Harbison is on staff, former Crest standout, big time player. I think he's the Cleveland County all-time leading rusher, if I'm not mistaken. I think he maybe was up until maybe 2 years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. But yeah, they have Trey Harbison, I know for a fact, on staff. I believe he has Lance Camp on staff with him, a former Burns, probably the second best quarterback, maybe the best quarterback to come out of Burns, depending on how you want to navigate that. So I think he got some great additions on staff, some younger coaches that can come in and relate. Also, the biggest thing with his younger coaches, he have younger coaches that came in and played at the collegiate level, right? And I think that's big when you rebuilding a program or trying to add on to what the previous coach may have led. You have to have young coaches in there that's done it and can still do it and teach it at a high level. So I think North Gaston, I think this year was going to be more so let him seeing what he got, seeing how he can build up. But I think they're going to be a tough out just based off coaching for sure. I'm not sure of what kids they have there. I know they always have talent, but they lose talent. But they have lost talent in the past because of transfers and coaching changes. But North Gaston, for what I see from like seeing some clips of even football, basketball, they have the talent. Now it's going to be about, can he keep that talent there versus in the past, you have kids transferring out.
And I think we played them on 7-7. We played them in the FCA 7-7. We beat them during tournament play, and they beat us in triple overtime in the championship round. They got talent. I mean, those kids. The thing that I noticed about them, they responded well to Coach Wilson and his staff. You got to think when you're a guy like Trey Harbison, nephew. We'll shout out to Trey. He's a champion. Like he's a winner. You get what I'm saying? So he's going to demand certain things from his players. And this is Coach Wilson. Coach Wilson waited a long time for this opportunity. So he's able to have his opportunity of having his own program because it's a lot different when, like you're a DC, OC. But when you get your own program, when you can build it and mold it and shape it the way you want to, I just think he's going to do great, man. I wouldn't be surprised if they win more games this year. I think they're on that trajectory to do it.
I would put them 5. I'll put them 5.
Yeah, I agree. I would definitely move them up.
Just preseason 5 without me knowing what they have or what they look like. I would put them 5 over, especially. I mean, they're gonna be better than the Bedford City and East Gaston is they always every 4 years they're gonna have a good team to put out there. In my opinion, I think, and now this may be the 4th year East Gaston put something out there, but I think with those guys, I think North Gaston will be number 5 in my opinion. I think that's gonna be the top 5 teams in Gaston County. I know 4 of them will play each other, but I think that's the top 5 in Gaston County. If you put North Gaston at 5.
And look, we want to play any of them. Let me not start that. Let me stop. I can do that. So we'll play any of them on this list.
That raptor speed you got over there, turn up the
track. I'm ready to play. I mean, hopefully next year when we get past the realignment. I know a couple of them reached out and said they were players. And I mean, let's make it. Let's do it. I'm ready to do it because even though we're in Gaston County, a lot of those teams, and I'm not named Ashbrook or Hunter Huss because they'll play us if they could, those 2 schools. But I mean, I'm just ready to play teams in this area. So when we're doing these projections and we're looking at it, because people look at these projections like, oh, well, Mountain Island's number 3 and blah, we'll beat them. But who's to say if y'all don't play us? And so until then, I mean, I'm gonna always think we one of the better teams in the area, always. So it is what it is. But getting back to this list, Pep, I'm going on my little tirade.
Well, let's finish it out. So Stuart Kramer, I think, is young. They took their lumps last year, but I think they've got some young kids that were freshmen and sophomores that had some good seasons under the radar. And I think as those guys grow together, they'll move up. Forest View, new head coach, the longtime head coach in Medlin, has stepped down. So there'll be some adjusting to go through there. And then, Cherryville and Highland Tech. Cherryville has a new head coach. I believe he's from Crest in his past. And then Highland Tech. Actually, Highland Tech had some kids come out to the spring showcase, man. And I was glad to see that. I was really glad to see that because it's going to take that kind of dedication and work to, move up, from where they are in the preseason. So Joe Hughes is joining us. He has said credibility. North Gaston staff has plenty of it. So echoes what you guys were saying about Coach Wilson's first staff as a head coach. Gene Neely says Mountain Island is track fast. Speed on the football field is crazy. I would agree with that. Saw that up close. Joe's also saying Stuart Kramer's staff likes the guys coming up from JV and their schedule is a beast. Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like the Big South, man, it's tough. You got a lot of top teams, man, that you have to go through and beat. You have to.
All right, so I named one player to watch. You guys can come in and name some other players. But on the screen, we've got Patrick Blee, the quarterback at South Point we were making reference to earlier. J.J. Gordon, athlete at Ashbrook, really good linebacker, and he also can play some running back as well. Grayson Harvey, your quarterback at Mountain Island, coach. Obviously, I think he's really good. I put him in the picture right there. Gene Neely, the DB at Hunter Huss. We think you guys kind of mentioned him already. Isaac Brown's a 1,000-yard running back coming back for East Gaston. Sirico Logan had 10 sacks for Bessemer City last season. I actually saw him at that 7-on-7 Coach Dub mentioned, and he said his goal is to break the Gaston County sack record. So, yeah. I like that confidence. Desmond Simmons is an all-conference defensive tackle returning to North Gaston. Chris Worster is an all-conference linebacker at Stuart Kramer, had almost 100 tackles last season, middle linebacker. Christian Holland at Forest View had a strong season running the football for them last year. Andron Patterson will play all over the field for Cherryville. And then Jonah Jeffries is kind of the same thing at Highland Tech. So for you guys have some other names you want to share?
I think off top, I know for Hunter Huss also has a DB, Z-Man Gladden.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to be a junior this year. Ashbrook also has got I forgot the kid name who just got there.
Talking about a running back,
Yeah,
Savion Lindsay.
Savion Lindsay would be a name to look out for. Ashbrook's going to be loaded. I think Ashbrook and Hunter Hus athletically, man, they're going to have some of the best players in the county.
Absolutely.
Athletically. And that's every year. That's just what they get. They're going to be so athletic, a bunch of kids you can choose from those two programs.
Good stuff. A lot of talent. A lot more names I could have said, but it's only an hour show. If you get Prep Reds on North Carolina, you'll see these names and a lot more.
Well, also for Ashbrook, you got Caleb Gordon. Well, that's JJ. Yeah, you got
Caleb's his brother. Caleb's
his boy. So JJ's brother Caleb. He has he a linebacker 3D1 offers.
I meant to type Caleb. Why did I type
Jeremiah Pagan, D lineman. He has 3 Division II offers right now. Jonathan Moore, an O lineman for Ashbrook. Ben Gregory is an athlete for Ashbrook, and Martino Smith, another running back. So, like I said, man, Ashbrook. Hey, people. I made a post a couple weeks ago on Facebook. People from Cleveland County talking about they forgot Ashbrook had a team. I'm just letting
wow.
You know, man, Ashbrook's gonna be loaded, man. Cameron Mayfield, another athlete that they have, they're gonna be loaded, man. I think Ashbrook's gonna shock people this year. And they ain't gonna shock me, but they're gonna shock a lot of people.
I'm with you, Coach. Cleveland County.
Oh.
Let's go.
Oh man, this guy.
Man. For the people that don't watch the video, it's Crest, Shelby, Kings Mountain, and Burns. Those are the 4. Go ahead, big eye Shelby.
But these are my Cleveland County rankings. First up, we're gonna go with the Shelby High School. My second favorite team in the world right now. Then I'm gonna go with Crest, and then I'm gonna go with Kings Mountain, then Burns. I think Burns is still rebuilding from a year or two ago when they had all those seniors that played, Ryan Thompson, LJ Allen, and they had the quarterback last year, Ben Mooney. A lot of those guys, they left. But me, man, I think for me personally, like I said, man, I think a lot of people sleep on Shelby. You got to understand last year, I mean, they made it to the 5th round of the playoffs, lost to Reedsville. As far as the county go, that's kind of how it was supposed to go if you know Cleveland County football. Crest had all the guys. They had three receivers, a bunch of athletes, good up front on offense and defense. Now, the thing about it, I'm gonna put the X factor out there. I'm gonna put a lot of pressure on my young boy. Landon Farmer is the difference maker of Shelby High football.
Now we know how that went last year.
Hey, listen, man. Landon Farmer is gonna be the difference maker of Shelby High football. That Shelby High football team will go as far as Landon Farmer take him. He's the most experienced quarterback in the county, arguably the Cleveland County and Gaston County. You're a returning starter. You're gonna be the leader. You're gonna be the alpha. You got a plethora of weapons to choose from. It's going to depend on how you distribute the ball and how you lead the team. Any good football team, their quarterback is the leader. So I'm going to put that on Land. I think Land's going to be the only returning starter quarterback out of these 4 teams. The only one, I believe. Yep, because Burns got a new quarterback because Brandon Mooney just graduated. I'm not even sure who the quarterback was at Kings Mountain.
Yeah, he graduated.
Crest quarterback was Tater Husky. So they're gone. So coming in, right? Other schools may still have those skill guys, but Coach Rob knows the man behind the center controls everything. So I think, again, I'm gonna go on record to say I think Shelby's gonna be the best team in Cleveland County. I think they're gonna sweep the county this year. I'm not saying they're gonna put anybody out per se, but I think they're gonna sweep the county. I had this argument last time I was home. When we get into the players, player for player, I mean, Shelby, we got guys.
I agree.
If I start listing them, I'm gonna go home, and their parents gonna be mad at me. Kids gonna be like, "Why you forget me?" So I don't really want to get them to start listing a lot of guys, and I don't want to give away any secrets. But Shelby's gonna be a team that you're gonna have to. You better pack your lunch, man. Offensively,
I agree. Offensively, yes, they are very talented.
5 wide. 2x2, whatever you want to see out of Coach Blue, it's going to be 5 guys. You probably can't guard all 5 of them. And I think
because
yep.
The question is the player returning that you said was going to shut down number 0 from Reedsville?
No, he's gone. He's gone. He's gone. But that game could have went a little differently. I think we play. That's in the past. That's in the past.
Oh god.
Like I say, man. Hey, man.
No, because you was adamant about it.
I was very adamant about
Yes,
it.
you were.
And I have faith in the young boy. There's nothing wrong with that. This year, new year, I'm gonna put faith in another young boy. I think this year, man. I think last year left a bad taste in Shelby's mouth. The record Shelby had last year for a lot of programs, those coaches would have got on the parade and had rode a high horse. Shelby, is like where I'm at now, currently at Independence, man. It's championship or bust, man. We don't really celebrate, 10-win seasons. We want to win the big one. You want to win the big one. So, but like I say, man, Shelby's gonna be young, fast, athletic, and determined. And as we go into the players, if we need to start talking about players, I can start telling you.
We are.
But that's my pick. I'm gonna stand on it. Anybody got any problems? Just hit me in the DM.
I get that, man. It's hard to stomach a 10-win season sometimes. I get that. It's tough, man. It's tough to deal with.
I'm just telling you, man.
So
it's the standard. It's the standard, man. Come on, man.
All right, let's talk about players. So the running back at Crest, Aiden Carson, I'm very high on him, especially with Coach Lloyd coming into that program. I think he'll find a way to maximize his talents, and especially this year they're going to have to rely on him a lot more with the graduation of so many guys on offense. Nick Norris is pictured here. I said before I really like this kid. He had over 100 tackles last year for that Shelby defense, and I think he is going to be a big key to if they're going to go where you say they're going to go, Adam. Him having a big season is going to be essential. Eli Lipscomb, very fast off the edge, excellent pass rusher. I think he's picked up a couple offers this spring. And then Marshall McGowan, I think is the best player returning for Burns, and he committed to play baseball in college. So he's a two-sport star. He had offers in football too, but he decided to play baseball on the next level. So
smart man.
Congrats for him. That's just, that Otani money. I don't blame him one bit. You guys got some players to shout out here in Cleveland County?
I know at Crest you can do the addition of the two. Well, they're gonna be two juniors now. The safeties on the back end. Lyric Pettis and Pluto Surratt. Those guys are picking up a plethora of offers, man. Power 5. I think those guys are gonna be very great.
By the way, Joe Hughes likes your use of the word plethora here.
Joe from South Carolina. I think they don't really get taught to use certain vocabulary words. But
and Joe is trolling too.
You know how Joe do. But Crest gonna have like I said, they have Pluto Surratt, Lyric Pettis. Also, the receiver they're gonna be the one to watch. I forgot his real name, but Mike. They call him Mike. Forgot his real name. He's gonna be one of the guys to look at. And Hampton Boykins, another wide receiver that you're gonna be able to utilize. For Shelby, man, the list can go on, man. I can give you 15, 20 guys, man.
Give them to us.
Off top, like you said, we could go deep. You start with Nick Norris, linebacker, since you have him listed. You got Calvin Ramsor, another safety, a DB guy. McCray, who came back home. Yeah. Had finished his last year. Nigerian Wood, a defensive lineman. He's been able to play a lot pretty much since his sophomore year at Shelby. He's been ready to play a lot. I know he's ready and prime for a big year. Noah Gardner, a name to keep a watch out for. Noah Gardner, a very good athletic defensive end that's been, tremendous progression. I remember him as a freshman, first time playing football. He was on up.
Oh, wow.
We didn't even have a football stance, man. But, it's great to see how those coaches, Coach Barkley, Coach Hollifield, have progressed him over the course of his 4 years at Shelby. You have also on the offensive side, man. I think the offensive side of the ball is going to be very underrated for Shelby. You got, like I said, the quarterback, Land Farmer, returning running back, Tristan Tate, that can do it all, catch and run at the backfield. One of the most underrated players in the county, I believe.
Absolutely.
At receiver, you have Majay Thompson, a kid that also came back home. He came back last year, made a little impact for Shelby as he came back and played. You have Bubby. I forgot Bubby. Drawing a blank of, since I know these kids personally, I'll be calling them by their nickname. You got Bubby, the young Bubbies. I think he's gonna be the only senior in the receiving corps coming back.
Oh, wow.
He's gonna be the only senior. And you have young guys, Emmanuel Collins, Tyler Morgan. You're gonna have who else are you gonna have? Lorenzo Roseboro. You're going to have JJ. A lot of guys, man, that they're going to have that they can throw out there that's all speedsters that you just plug and play guys, man. They're going to be very different at wide receiver. They may not necessarily be as big as normal right now in the past that we may have, but they're going to be fast and they're going to be ready to go. Got the best wide receiver coach in the state, Dobson Collins, getting those guys ready to go each and every year. Yeah, like he says, they're wide receiver you. You can put Shelby wide receiver cores under him up against anybody with numbers. Anything you want to go, numbers, offers, things like that, with homegrown talent. We ain't talking about guys transferring in and they already got names. We're talking about him making guys. You know what I'm saying? Him making guys, developing guys. So, but like I said, I think Land's going to be the one that have to put everything together for Shelby as the quarterback. So I think as long as he balls and does what he's supposed to do, I think he's going to throw for at least 4,000 to 5,000 this year. I'm gonna put a little something on your plate. Your first year, I think he threw for about 35, 36. He might have threw for more than that. I'm not mistaken, but I think he's going to reach that 4,000 yard mark this year.
Well, let me say this about Land because we wrote about him in the offseason twice actually at Prep Red Zone. I think he is really under recruited. He's got one offer from Charlotte. And that's it. As far as based on his Twitter is what he's put out.
Yeah, I think that's what he has. Anybody who don't know Land, you can kind of, if you want to visualize a quarterback, I'm thinking more so like a Taj Boyd type player. Like he's big, but he can move if he wants to, but he also can sit back there and dice you up, pick you apart. Very high GPA kid, was always as great at quarterback. I think he's very underrated, but I think he's been going to camps, getting his name out there. I think, being at Shelby, you're going to get the college coaches to come by. So he's going to be able to be seen. It's all about what he allowed them to see, by his film. But yeah, I think his recruitment will pick up this year. And as the offseason goes, especially going into his senior year next year. But yeah, he's definitely a quarterback that's going to be on the rise.
Absolutely. Joe Hughes talking about Emmanuel Collins, his nickname, Man. Yeah, he's always working. I feel like I get tagged in at least 2 videos of his every week.
Yeah,
I'm working on something.
Man, workhorse, man. He's gonna be a player to watch for sure. Big things coming from him.
Big South predictions.
I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna go on the record and say it again.
Go ahead and say it again.
Ashbrook #1. After that, you fall how you may, man. I think this is Ashbrook year, man. It's like I said, I don't necessarily know what type of run they'll make playoffs, but I think they can win the Big South. All I ask is I predict them to win the Big South. If you get any T-shirts, Coach Darius, Coach Biggs, slide me a T-shirt so I can work out in or something like that. But I think that I wholeheartedly feel that way. I think it's gonna be Ashbrook, Crest, South Point. I think Hunter Hush gonna shock some people. I think Hunter Hush can finish as high as 2nd or 3rd too. So
Wow. Okay.
Chris Hawk. What did Chris Hawk say? Ashbrook over Chris.
Big Hawk.
Hey, Coach Hawk, man. I'm just gonna tell you, man. I think I think because Ashbrook's quarterback's coming back too, right? From last year, or did they have a new quarterback?
I think it's a new quarterback.
But I think they have so many weapons around them, man, and I think the defense is just going to be better this year. I think that's just going to make them better. I think their defense is going to be even better, and I think their offense is going to be better, and I think that's going to be the edge that they have. You know, Ashburn going to have a lot of guys that's played in big games last year. You know, they felt how close they were a lot of the time. I think they're going to be ready to go this year, man. I think they're. Like I'm saying, when Ashbrook beats Crest or those guys, I'm not going to be shocked, man. I'm not saying it's going to be a 20-point win. All they got to do is win by 1.
I just feel like we're gonna end up. Pep, I just feel like we're gonna end up in a video some kind of way.
There's gonna be a lot of stuff.
but because
there is every year.
I agree with you. I agree with you with Ashbrook. You know, I don't have enough information.
Do go off, and some of my picks do go off teams and schools I don't like. I will go on the record and say that. I don't care. Don't mind me, not one bit. I know who I like and what I feel like they have. You know. So,
I won't ask you what schools you don't like, but
but I love all the kids though. It's never personal with the kids.
Joe Hughes says Ashbrook's telltale will be the center to quarterback exchange. They do that and they win.
Wow.
I remember Joe saying last year that was a big issue for them. That's
a real simple, basic key to success right there. Broke it down.
So Chris Hawk says Chris ain't gonna do this. When he says we, I assume he's talking about Chambers. So.
No. Oh yeah.
Yeah, y'all remember last year with Friday night and all that. Anyway, yeah. All right. Nah, you good, Hawk. You always good, man. And then the Southwestern.
Yeah, I think that's how it's gonna fall, man. It's inevitable. It's a race between Shelby and Burns.
Dang, cuz.
15 race, huh?
He is straight to the point tonight.
I mean, man, I think, I know Shelby's not going to lose to him. I don't feel like Burns will. I feel like Burns lose to two of those teams below them, man. He's going to be looking for a new head coach, man.
Oh, come on now.
I don't think my guy, Coach Devine, ready to give it up yet. So they're gonna be undefeated. Shelby and Burns gonna be undefeated in conference when they play each other.
Pat, one change is a group. I think I would definitely put Highland Tech above Thomas Jefferson. We got to show everybody love, right?
Now you did see them. They were both at that 7-on-7. So I trust your opinion on that.
And the thing is, let's give everybody some love. So Highland Tech, just go 7-on-7. They had a different vibe about them this year. They was competing. They came out. They was doing their talk, because you know how in 7-on-7 the boys gonna do their talk. Highland Tech in the past has never talked. I promise you. This year they was talking, and I loved it because
that's great.
It wasn't in a negative manner. They were just kind of like pumping each other up. And I was like, that's the first time I've seen it since, like Darren Shepard was coaching Highland Tech. So I think they're gonna win a couple more games this year. And then with Cherryville, the telltale with Cherryville is because the coach that was there, he was there for years.
Mm-hmm. Right.
He was Coach Pruitt, Tim Pruitt. Tim Pruitt was there for years, so he set a standard in a culture there. So now you got that new coach that's coming in. It's like what we talked about with the coach that's taking over Butler, Coach Ferb taking over Butler. Mm-hmm. Come into that, and because Coach Pruitt is a big part of that community in Cherryville. He's a really big part of the community. So I'll be interested to see how they improve. I know they've had a couple down years the last couple years, but again, they're consistently had JV programs, and I think the JV program has been a lot better than they have in the past. So out of that JV talent might come up to varsity, and they might, make a dent. And then going back to East Gaston, I think East Gaston is going to continue that run. I got a good coach. I think it's his first year at the high school level, first year coaching, but I think he'll do a good job. Who else am I missing? Thomas Jefferson. We've seen Thomas Jefferson. I think the coach was out there, like one leg, he had like the gout or something. Like he was walking around foot swollen, but he kept getting around. And the one thing I respect about him, I think he was out there by himself. He was out there coaching and giving it his all. So I think a lot of the teams, that's at the bottom end of the ranking, I think all of them can use a better season. You get what I'm saying? So it's nothing but to go up for any of those programs that's on the bottom half. I gotta show everybody some love, Pat. Come on, like
no, that's good. That's good, man. Joe coming in says South Point has the most favorable schedule, a starting quarterback and running back entering their third year, and an experienced offensive line. That's why I had them where I had them, because that was a big part of it.
I know.
Go ahead. Adam.
Also, too, with Gaston County, I know that Hunter Huss plays Providence again this year. So I think that'll be a good telltale sign where they're at as far as their conference in 3A football.
Yeah, if they can hang with Providence, yeah, that's a good sign. It's a good sign. Jay's talking about Dudley. He says,
"Hey man, we're not talking about Dudley right now, man.
I'm just throwing it in."
Hey, what's his name? Jay? You said Jay?
Yeah, Jay.
Hey, we'll get the Dudley when it's time to get the Dudley, man. We Cleveland County, Gaston County. Okay, leave that for the football talk page.
I did see Dudley at the Winston-Salem State 7-on-7, and they do have a lot of weapons.
That's always, man. Dudley, because this is what they do. You take half the kids in Greensboro, half of them go to Dudley, the other half go to Greensboro. Everybody else fight for the scraps, man. That's how it goes, man. That's how it goes.
Adam, you've had some pent-up energy, man.
That's how Greensboro football works, man. There's two teams in Greensboro, man.
But they don't play each other, right?
Unfortunately, they don't play each other no more. I think we need to get that going. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be the same as it would have been in the last 3-4 years with the talent they both had. But come on, man, you can't be Dudley and Grimsley in the same city. 3A, 4A, and don't play each other. And I will go on the record and say, I don't think Dudley the one that's running.
Well, hey, it's interesting.
What I'm told and what I read, from what I'm told and what I read, I do not think that Dudley is the one who don't want the game.
Seems like a no-brainer, man. That needs to happen. That would be huge.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can play it at A&T.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In Greensboro,
Eric Weber says Chris with a county sweep.
Hey, man, he don't believe that, man. His Facebook picture got an Impala from 92 on
it.
Oh, man.
Oh, terrible. Hawk agrees with us. Yeah, they should have played.
Like, come on now. Like, you got, even West Charlotte plays 4A teams in Charlotte every year. Come on, man. You got to do it.
Page has a new coach.
What you say, cuz? Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
I said even West Charlotte plays the best 4A schools in the state. You know?
Are they playing y'all this year?
No, don't.
Are they playing y'all this year? I'm going in. No, if they play the best 4A schools, why they ain't playing y'all?
Charlotte is in 2 weeks. I'll say that, please. Before we get put in
preview
another video.
Man, look, somebody got. Hey, look, Fowler's gone. So hey, we got to keep it going.
Oh, let's see. A few more comments before slime time. What do we got here? Let's see.
Hey, Pep, I'm gonna go. Now remember, I'm telling you, I don't. They sleep on Shelby, man. It's just Shelby will forever be the best team in Cleveland County, man. You know, everybody's chasing Shelby.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, put that comment up there for that Hawk put. Reesville definitely needs to play.
Oh, not that one. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, why not? Got 2 years to do it because it was already talks of the big fish in Reesville potentially leaving this year. So you better get that game in.
Yeah.
He ain't left yet. He ain't left yet.
Hey,
we ain't at the deadline yet. We still got a week.
Hey, deadline. Hey, Rob, I think you can correct me on this, Rob. I think the deadline to transfer is first game now.
Is it the first game now?
I don't think it's July. I don't think it's the first day of practice no more. I think you got until the first game.
Long as, you got until. Well, the thing is, you can't play for. You can't play in the game. So a kid can wait till week 5 and transfer. It's just long as you haven't played football for any other team.
And technically, I think too, if you move, right, if you got like if you move to another city, you know, that plays a different classification if type of football, you know, I think you can play too. I think if you like for some reason, I'm not sure.
I don't think, and it's been kind of that rule's been kind of fuzzy, but I know that they emphasized this at our AD breakfast last week is you cannot play for one team in the same season. You can't play for two different teams in the same season.
Even if you move for parent reasons?
That wasn't made clear, but I do know. I mean, it might if it's a bona fide move.
Yeah, I think it has to be I think you have to say if you're moving from Greensboro to Charlotte, I think that may be a bona fide move.
A lot of loopholes. Got plenty of time to talk about that. That being said, now is that time. We ain't done slime time since the playoffs last year. And it's time to do slime time. If you don't know what slime time is the time that we all get something off our chest, whether it's funny, serious, or what have you. So Kenneth used to be the slime time host, so I'll be the slime time host until we decide something different. So let's start with the producer. Producer, you can get a chance to say a lot tonight. So who you want to slime?
Let's see. I guess I can slime the gamers out there that try to say, you know, that the college football is like a carbon copy of Madden and they just swapped out the teams and the players. And I don't really feel that way. I feel like it's the speed is a little different. You got some different mechanics in there. Obviously the recruiting, and other things like that. So I don't really feel that way. So I'm gonna slime the folks that try to say it's just a Madden clone and nothing's really different about it. Like you just swapping jerseys. So those gamers are getting slime.
I'm with you. I mean, I'm not bragging. I won the national championship with the Charlotte 49ers in year 2.
That's brag worthy. Go ahead.
I was an OC. I'm taking my talents to Coastal Carolina now.
Year 2 to take over a team and win a championship year 2? That's brag worthy.
Yeah, man. On All-American, you know.
Oh, okay.
I am now undefeated with Coastal Carolina in my first head coaching season. So
it's time to go Heisman, man. You're undefeated.
Well, I need some recruits because I'm playing 1980s football right now. But anyway, we digress. Coach Dub, who you want to slime tonight?
I want to slime Bojangles. I've been holding this on my chest for a while, and I put it in the chat. But first, they start off with giving, the Supremes now look like fingers. But I go to the drive-through the other day, and I order a 5-piece chicken tender, and so I go. Normally, I want barbecue. I want honey mustard, right? And then I look at the sign, and it's 39 cents extra up there. So I'm like, y'all charging me for extra sauce? It's 5 tenders. You cannot dip 5 tenders with one sauce. You cannot. You need 2 sauces for 5 tenders. It should, after 3 tenders, you should offer a second sauce for free. And it's just general, like we're getting less food for more money. And that looks like across the board. But Bojangle, y'all are skimping us on those chicken tenders. We need them. We need the fat, wide body tenders back. And y'all need to stop charging us for extra sauce past 3 tenders.
You know, I posted in the chat that you can buy honey mustard sauce from Food Lion. Authentic Bojangles honey mustard sauce.
And like
That
some
is
backup sauce at home.
Well, one at home, one in the car. You never know.
We shouldn't, but Pep, we should not have to. Well, I got it at home. That's for other things, but they should offer 2 sauces minimum.
We'll start a petition on change.org. Adam, Big Eye Shelby. We want slime.
I want to slime. Oh man, this actually happened today, not just a few hours ago. I want to slime Hungry Howie's, man.
What? Hungry
Howie's is a pizza chain, you know, that I used to eat in Greensboro a lot after all games. So you know, I had a long day of football practice. You know, I want to order some food, get some food delivered to the place, and you know, I'm looking for, you know, you order food. You know, they say you're gonna text you when the food here. You know, give you an ETA and all that stuff. You know, I'm looking at the phone. It's 6 o'clock. I'm like, dang, man, I ain't heard nothing from Hungry Howie's. Then I look on the app. Then I had DoorDasher. The DoorDasher didn't even bring it to the room. He left it out front of the complex.
So should you slime DoorDash or Hungry Howie's?
I think that's DoorDash.
Hungry Howie's and DoorDash, because Hungry Howie's, how you a pizza establishment without your own pizza shop?
Oh, joint slime. I got you.
Hey,
this ain't your local mom and pop pizza shop. This is a food chain that's in multiple cities around North Carolina. You can have one or two. You can't want to. You left the pizza. You didn't bring the pizza to the front door. You left it outside in front of the complex.
Did you eat it?
Bet it got eaten though.
Called them back. They got 8, but you know. But you had to call, had to call back, very disturbed, and they sent 2 more pizzas. Come on, man. Come on, man. You got people out here, you don't want nobody diving no 2 boxes of pizza because they picking up the wrong food, man. Don't be can't be doing that these days, man. Folks be hungry, tired from work, want a good meal. And you're gonna leave that pizza outside of the complex. You ain't even give a text, ain't even call or text a brother and see where I'm at. Just drop it off and take a picture. Come on, man. Come on.
Oh, God.
Oh, good old double slime to start the season. There you go. All right, I'm going to read this. This is my slime. USA Today. Y'all might have seen this. USA Today's top 10 fast food restaurants in America. Number 1 is called Del Taco. We ain't got one here. But guess who number 2 is? Kentucky Fried Chicken. What? As many times as I have gone to KFC and they don't have something, or they take the great hot wings off the menu for the 16th time, and it frustrates me. How can they be? They're over Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is 3. Are you serious? Are you serious? I have never had a bad order at Chick-fil-A in my life. Ever. KFC, numerous. Stale chicken, old chicken, extra greasy chicken, all those things. Also locally on here, Hardee's is number 5 in America. Hardee's? That's salty. Nah. Captain D's is 6. You know, we were driving around the other day and said, who still goes to Captain D's?
It's been a long time, man.
How are they still open? Taco Bell 7. Popeyes 8. Zaxby's 9. And Arby's 10. Another restaurant. Who goes to Arby's? When's the last time you went to an Arby's?
Probably like 2 years ago. Somehow they stay in business.
I went to Hardee's. I went to Arby's. I went to Arby's yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah, I went there recently.
That's like desperation. Like if there's no other option, that's the only thing.
Or if you're impatient, because it won't be more than at least maybe one other car. But if you don't want to wait in a long drive-through line, that's perfect. It might be one other car.
I'll tell you what, I went to Arby's over about West Met because there ain't nothing else.
And
they stay open to 1 o'clock.
Arby's?
Yeah, they stay open to 1 o'clock right over there by West Met.
Arby's might be my pregame food this season because I know I can get in and out. I'm trying to get to the game by 7. That might actually be perfect because it won't be like 1 or 2 cars in the line. So, because honestly, so that you might gave me an idea. That might be the producer official pregame meal spot. Might be a good idea, man.
Wow. But yeah, according to USA Today, those are the top 10 fast food restaurants in America.
What was number 1 again?
Del Taco. We don't even have a Del Taco.
Must be in Texas or something.
I'm saying KFC, KFC in the hood, man. All them, hey.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
Hey, I can't even tell you the last time I've been to KFC. Like, it's been years.
I don't go unless they got the wings.
And wings are
Every
good.
time I go. Joe Hughes says, how many Captain D's are left in Charlotte? He keeps Arby's because no one is there. Oh, Morgan says we're sleeping on Arby's.
Hey, man, we ain't sleeping on Arby's. Arby's always open. It's a reason. Just like that kid that's on the basketball court. Say, pass me the ball, I'm open. It's the reason you're wide open. Can't you? The reason you're wide open, son.
Coach Tatum weighing in says serial killers go to Arby's and Long John Silver's. Oh,
Long John Silver, dang.
Are they even in business anymore? No.
I don't see
I've ever been to Long John Silver's.
All right, well, that was the season 6 premiere. Oh, let me end the show by playing the new intro. Producer, you didn't get a chance to see it. So when the intro ends, we'll be ending the show. So thanks everyone for watching. If you're watching on the playback, thanks for your support. We'll be back next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Next Wednesday night will be Cabarrus and Union County previews. So the same thing we did with Cleveland and Gaston, we'll do next week for Cabarrus and Union. And then the Charlotte show that everybody loves and waits for will be in 2 weeks on August 7th.
Oh, shoot.
We're really going to end up on video.
No, we'll be in video, locker room stuff printed out.
Now, wear your good clothes for that. Make sure you got a fresh line because you're gonna be on somebody's video, so you want to look your best.
I might wear a tie. I might wear a tie for the Charlotte show. Every year, that is the biggest show that everybody watches because everyone's looking for motivation. That's what I'm here for, motivation. All right, good night, everybody. Here's the video or the intro.
Y'all ready to work? Yes, sir. All right, good. Let's wake up now. It's time. It's time.
Your stepping down kind of caught them by surprise. So, yeah, can you kind of tell us what went into your decision to step away from coaching right now?
These early offers are what they call contingency offers, meaning the offer is contingent on certain things happening down the road, like a corner growing 1.5 inches.
Let's not undersell this thing. A lot of coaches use this as a recruitment tool. I've lost several players because of 7 on 7 things. And that's fine. Kids choose where they want to go, but at the same time, that wasn't an intent of doing 7 on 7.
Good night, everybody.